might die a few extra times, but I don't think you can afford to buy items like that in this game because you really don't have the ability to pressure the map that well. None of your supports or really many of your cores have very strong wave clear. And if the game is even, Newbee gets a couple of towers, all of a sudden, Lesh, Slark just get to run around the map, just steamrolling creep waves, and they just connect, they find a kill, and OG doesn't have that ability to pressure the map back, even if they get pickoffs, because they're going to be always playing on their side of the jungle.
I agree. I really hope he builds Helm of the Dominator. I know he's against the Doom, but I think it just is the only item that enables Spectre to either Helm of the Dominator or Drums. I think those are the only two items that really enable Spectre to participate in anything early on in the game. I don't think anything else really enables Spectre to do what like most carries' job is in this patch. And I just like Helm of the Dominator more than Drums just because it gives you sustain. And we saw him build Hood on Ace, and it felt like his role was to just sustain in lane with the Hood, and didn't work against the Doom when we saw it. And I don't think it'll work here if he goes to that route.
Well, that's why I just don't think you can sustain well against the hero Doom ever.
Yeah.
And I go back to what we were talking about the other day is, you know, we got to learn our lesson. Never bet against Whisper Doom. And there's only one of them in this game. And I just...
See if they can do it.
I'm still calling. I would go with Doom. We never really predicted this draft, but I like this. I think the Slark pick and Doom is too much to deal with.
I mean, it's got to be said too. If we go back all the way to the heydays of Newbee, even before last TI, back when it was the How Moo days, KP Doom was the classic. It's what they ran that made them win 29 games in a row, and they first picked it for him every single time. So outside of this hero just being good right now, it's also a really good pick for him. But in the lower bracket, the first best of 3 of MDL Changsha Major, Newbee versus OG starting off. We've also got MDL2 reconnected to the game.
I like that they put Mad on the Spectre, though. We were talking about this. No-Tails on Brew, you have S4 on the DK. So No-Tails actually playing more of the 3 playmaker in this game, and I think that that's his strength, especially considering it's a micro hero.
Moving through the lanes. If you had to guess on First Blood, where are you guys feeling that might end up looking at early on here?
Not sure if we'll see one, to be honest. I think it'd be top if anywhere,
You don't think there's going to be a First Blood this game?
Not for a while.
I think it would be top, but I don't think it'll. I think this will be a pretty slow-paced early game. Most of these heroes rely on like a couple early levels to be active. A lot of defensive and slow to come online heroes in the laning stage, at least.
A lot of pressure there against Kaka. Another one of the signature heroes as he's on his Sand King.
And as we said, First Blood's going to come out around minute 30. Just kidding. Yeah, a lot of elusive heroes as well, like the Slark Spectre. Not really heroes that are aggressive this early on, but it's also very difficult to kill them.
I'm concerned with OG's lack of damage. If they get ahead, like, they can maintain an advantage very easily because their team fight and their reach is phenomenal, but how do they get to that point when they farm waves slower and they just can't crush a team fight as easily because there's such high mobility and escape mechanisms for all of Newbee's heroes, plus like a Warlock, and I just fear that they're not going to kill anyone, and then Newbee, just by the product of the kits that their heroes have, will just turn a fight around and keep running at them.
Well, I guess it's also all predicated upon how this laning stage goes, at least a little bit. I mean, we know that lane stage matters left, but if somebody gets really heavily gimped, that could turn things around as well. And so far, Spectre not having a great time, although it's about as bad as the Slark is having as well. 5-2 so far. It's like Newbee able to get a couple of... trying to mess with that pull a little bit. We didn't see the camp locked. A little bit different from OG, not deciding to take that away from the Doom.
Yep, and he got the... and it was stacked by Sand King, and he got the Satyr creep. So
this lane's over.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's just nothing you can do. You can see, like, this is why Dooms skill their creep early. And clock is coming in, though. This is a hero that can make...
Maybe gonna make it happen. They turn it back around with the Hadouken, but the Burrow Strike away, able to walk out of there. He's still slowed down a little bit, but with the dagger wearing off, you can just walk out.
I don't think you can ever try to trade with this lane. The thing about that Doom creep is not only does it give him the free ringer health regen, but it also gives the Sand King that luxury, which is
9
uncontestable
on Sand King right now.
It's 1,700 gold at the start of the game. For him and like combined for him and the SK.
Yep, and the thing about clock support in this sort of matchup is, yes, you can always kill the Doom, but you can't ever harass him. So it's either land the kill or nothing. And in addition to that, as the game progresses, there's no AA in this game, and there won't be a Spirit Vessel for quite some time because this is a support clock that doesn't have the ability to land kills anywhere else. Doom can just tank through that initial hook, the Q, the disruptor spells. Like, you just don't have the damage to take him down.
I see a lot of Dooms that get the Satyr creep early. They'll go for a Soul Ring, and I hope he kind of goes for it this game. I think it makes you so you have the health to sustain it because of the creep, and then you can spam your nuke, which is actually a lot of damage early on. 160 damage on the nuke. Curious to see if he does make that adjustment. Something I've seen some other Chinese Dooms do.
KP, you can trust him.
What a guy. Well, we do see the Invis picked up now from Jerax. I believe that was scouted out by the ward. It might have come out a second later, actually, the ward, so it might not have seen him. But they do scan over by their mid lane, so now maybe anticipating this. We'll see if Newbee played a little bit more safe or if they keep on trying to get aggressive here. Gonna back out again, and Jerax can't really do much. Top lane, it's been DK solo for a while, S4. Kind of sitting there with the 2 points in the Dragon's Blood. Mid brew.
We have an Invis Jerax bottom.
Yeah.
Could be looking to get something. Actually, did they? No, that's a regular ward.
Push
Oh,
back.
this is the cogs.
KP
I think he wanted
to run out of there. They do have no mana for the Burrow Strike, but they do have a stick if they want to use
You
it.
can't kill him, man. It's impossible. Hero's so ridiculous. They're gonna go contest the runes now. They're
Able to get one of them. OG still running the glimpse back, pulling him away. They do have Desolate, but
Oh, they got
slow
him.
is lacking. They're going to be able to creep forward and catch him with that pure damage. That's enough to take down KP.
That's some classic Kyle analysis right there.
Brew split mid also.
Impossible.
Finding the Lesh, and it looks like SC very low. Faith trying to keep him alive, but not going to happen.
Yep, no tell made a great play there. He actually dispelled the heal as it came out on Flesh.
You mentioned that in the draft.
Yeah.
These little things add up. Playmaking.
Level 2 Shadow Word. And that's the strength of Brew mid, in that if you have a matchup that can't punish you too hard, like Lesh, I mean, it's really just any hero that can't threaten you until level 6. Your level 6 is naturally going to give you way more power in the laning phase. It's just because you split on top of them, and like, what do you do?
So phase boots on Spectre now, and they're getting aggressive down here again, turning their sights onto Kaka. They get the damage that they can. They got caught for the moment. Glimpse off cooldown 3 seconds. He does have another Burrow Strike in 5, but Kaka isolated, dead now.
Warlock
Can
here.
they get
He
any
might
more?
just die to the Fatal Bonds on Spectre.
Trying to make it happen. They're doing a lot of right clicks. They're turning onto Seb, and they do still deal a good bit of damage here. Right clicking onto Jerax, but
He cancels his
TP.
TP. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have TP.
Wait, he has the Shadow Word. Still going. He might be dead here. Trying to TP away. It's very close.
Gonna be-
Almost got away, but dies in the fountain.
That's so unfortunate. You lose it. Like, when you TP as well, and they're going to lose the ward on the side because they placed that vision to the left a bit earlier, so they saw Fly place that down. Super unfortunate for Seb.
And these nighttime wards are pretty important.
And to your point, if there was a Soul Ring on Doom, I actually think that this lane wouldn't even be close because he'd be able to spam that nuke more often.
And he went phase boots for like the
Yeah.
kill potential, but I don't think he
Yeah.
actually needs it.
Yeah, I agree, because you just out regen and kind of soften them up. They can only ever go for a kill on Doom if all 3 of these heroes are like 80% plus. You just weaken the Spectre at maybe 60%. He can't threaten kills anymore.
And it lets you push the tower too, because it shoves the creep wave. He's keeping the catapult alive by tanking for the tower. I think that's really important as well. Slark is free farming top, and that's the one thing is now that you have the support warlock that can just stay in your lane bottom, you don't really need to have kill threat. You just need to say we can shove this lane continuously, put pressure on, because Slark is not going to get pressured.
And that's something we've talked about in the past, right? You leave your carry alone, he's going to start dominating by himself. It's really important, and Slark level 6 can do just that. You don't fear DK's harass at all. DK is going to be threatened by your essence shifts. Mid lane is the big thing, though, because you have a level 8 Brew. He has split up again. About to be level 7 on Estra. We'll see.
Yeah, this Slark cannot die until Disruptor 6, though.
Daggering for creeps down here as well, and with the scan hitting, that should put the kibosh on the attempt mid. And in fact, if they're not careful, they might get wrapped around on here. Jerax moving over to try and secure the rune, but with the lightning...
No stun coming out? Interesting.
Okay. Saving the mana, maybe? He doesn't have a TP. Does have the raindrops,
They're all here.
They're chasing forward for Faith now, seeing if they can find this one kill. Faith denied to the neutrals.
Tail's going naked blink after the brown boots. He almost has a corner gold. Not sure how much I love that.
It's hit or miss, right? Because if he makes it work and they get a couple towers for free off the blink, it'll pay for itself. But as we've discussed many times, if you invest in this blink dagger early, it severely limits your ability to stay on map and continue killing creep waves, which seems to be the name of the game.
Glimpse the Sand King, who has Burrow Strike if he wants to use it.
Push back, still staying alive. Burrow's there. The damage over time and the right click should be enough to get that kill. Another TP in from Slark. No glimpse this time. And he might be able to find some people retreating. Not enough mana for the ulti, but they do have stick charges. So Brew just going to pick up a regen and walk away.
It's one of those TPs that he doesn't lose much on because he had already shoved the tower top. So he misses, he'll lose one creep, right? But then he can just run straight back. And in the meantime, he defends his mid tower. Almost in deny range. A little unfortunate that they didn't let it go. That might have been planned by OG, because it is always worth denying towers nowadays, because the 0 gold is obviously a big change.
Well, level 6 keep here also. They might think about trying to find something, although Spectre has evacuated the lane.
He's also level 6 on Spectre, so we may be seeing a Haunt play with this Brew split. Really follow the Brewmaster for sure, I think, in terms of kills. He has a regen rune, Blink Dagger.
He's going to go Urn on Spectre, by the way, which I agree with, in truth, because it allows them to have a core that can itemize for, like, the Urn Spirit Vessel, which is a big item for the hero. Like, they need one on the team, so... again, scores 5-1, but still a slight edge for Newbee, and if you look at their vision in this bottom side of the map, well, they're crushing it right now, and they'll have total control, although there's smoke, or G supports on the backside, like, this will catch them off. They won't expect this because they have vision all over the area.
Still getting ready to move in. It's just contesting for the bounty runes for now, but eventually might make that move.
Brew has TP, no blink just yet.
Could he be going something else? He has 3,000 gold.
Oh, they found poor Derek's runs into the sentry. Should have known that was there because that ward was dewarded earlier, but at the same time, it's 4 seconds left on that sentry, so just a little unfortunate.
Talked about it. The blink is there on Brew. The mid tower is down. S4 took that one while the rotations were going on. And over to the side here, Mookie finds himself Mr. Fly, and that is not quite enough for a kill. Running away. No tail's shown up as well as Sev. They're going to try and chase him down a little bit.
They have Slug, they have Clock, they have Clock.
Hookshot comes in, able to break it, and Mookie now nowhere left to run. Trying to get out of there. A stun connects, and Mookie dead.
Well played, but 5-man forced to rotate, but that is the key hero to kill. So I think OG's happy with that, but they need to force a fight with this Blink Brew. It's not going to be enough to just push down towers near a map. They need to find an area where they can get a fight on an enemy objective and get heroes plus towers.
Well, bottom lane. The Brew onto KP, find him with the Haunt as well. They just picked up the Urn on Seb, so getting some of those charges very much what they want to do, although this guy's still very tricky. The turnaround, they're able to get off the Fatal Bonds as well. Seb dropping somewhat low, but it looks like they're going to be able to purge it, keep him alive. The turnaround though, SC Guns get the stun. They aren't going to get, he missed. Oh no.
No-Tail's playing an excellent Brew. This is certainly a hero he thrives on. He's playing it near flawlessly. Great rotation. He even chooses to blink split instead of clap first, because if he gets doomed there, that whole play just gets ruined.
Good stuff. The person that people have been criticizing for a while showing up, and No-Tail proven what everybody always knew. He's still a very top-tier player.
Would you like to see like a more of a Radiance or like a Vlad's build on No-Tail here?
It depends. If you're going Vlad's, you need to be looking to Roche and maybe even end game. Like, see, here's the thing, right? You have it depends on the way Spectre wants to play this game. If he wants to continue playing this really active Spectre, then I think you can kind of match that, but.
KP going in deep here. They are going to be able to find a lot of damage onto this Clockwork, but KP is dead yet again, and they can maybe just deny him, see if he can live. Oh, duh. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Slark is allowing these wards bottom. He knows they see him.
He was pinging him a bit. Yeah, he just pinged that there's one on that high ground that they should catch that.
Yeah. It's just pretty important, I think, as Slark. It's like one of his greatest benefits as a carry.
Thing is, it's tough, right? Because Warlock, you have no real... Warlock doesn't have any methods of actually acquiring gold, so...
Yeah, I guess the other thing you could do maybe is have one of the other supports pick him up some sentries and stick it with the Slark, like some people do.
It's just you don't want Sand King to do that. He's trying to rush a Blink Dagger. It's probably better off, but still.
I think Slarks could buy it themselves. You actually get more gold for the D-Ward than you do for purchasing the Sentry.
I agree.
They are smoked up on on Newbee here. They don't have Warlock Golem, but they do.
Jerax has hook shot, but that is going to be tough for him to get out of there. The full connection with the stun, still looking for an opening. He catches onto Roche and gets denied. Easy peasy.
Meanwhile, he's just farming on Spectre. I like that he is going active items. I'm surprised he is going Ring of Aquila, Urn, and Drums.
Yeah.
A little bit maybe a little bit too much, I'm not sure.
Going back in, but a Sonic Storm. KP going to be found again. It's a lot of little items that's going to help this get this kill. Probably would have had it anyways, but...
Yeah, the thing that Spectre does the same way a Storm would have is that they have the win condition. As the game continues, Spectre gets stronger and stronger, right? So especially with the support of a Brew, he doesn't like care about anything that Newbee can do to him as long as he has enough items to be able to contest offensively.
Oh, nice stun there also on the no-tail. He has a haster and trying to run. The Cogs onto 2, but the turnaround is going to be there as well. A ton of damage onto OG, but also Newbee losing a couple heroes there. Newbee trying to get away with Mugi. Seb is going to die. Looks like Jerax might be able to get out of there, but 2 so far cores for the cost of a Warlock.
Meantime, Sand King still just shoving that bottom lane, continuing to farm and accelerate.
This is the most important thing for 4-position heroes. To be doing at this stage in the game. A little bit of a DC here, but a lot of 4-position heroes, I feel like a lot of players that play heroes like Sank, they feel pressured to participate in this stage in the game. And the fact is that the usefulness you have right now is minuscule compared to that earlier timing on your blink. And just, this is like the R&R time that Kaka needs, and he is how far away from his blink? He's only 800 gold. That's only like 3 creep waves more, and the bounty rune spawning at 15 minutes. Should have this probably in the next minute and a half or so if he continues having the space, which I see no reason why that should change with the Brewmaster being dead with no split and also the DK having used his ultimate top.
I mean, that's the thing too. You sort of get into these fights on one whole side of the map, and with him farming, it's not just that he's pushing out the wave and putting pressure on the tower, but as you said, those bounty runes, it's an objective on top of it. He's going to be able to cure 2 of them.
And
so
a lot of people don't realize, but this is the most important hero on their team right now. Despite the fact that Slark doesn't have his Shadow Blade yet, Sand King's Blink, like in terms of effectiveness of a hero on their team, that is by far the most drastic change in effectiveness in one item.
You listen here, China. BSJ's got a message for you.
Yeah, baby. And they clearly know that, though. That's the important thing, is that the Sand King, he could be at this fight, but he is choosing not to be. And he doesn't even have a TP up. Like, a lot of times these players on the 4 positions, they'll hold their TPs. They'll make sure they walk to the farm in order to participate. But he's like, no, this is my time. He knows why his team is doing exactly what they're doing. Why they smoked up top and looked for a fight there. We're seeing also a Crimson Guard on the Doom. Working on a Vanguard. I don't know how much I like that. It's not that great against Spectre. You can purge it with the Brewmaster. You can't purge it?
Can't purge it. I was going to make the same point, but because it's not purgeable, it's actually the item.
Is that changed?
No, I think it's just been that way. You can't purge certain block mechanics. It's something like it's incorrect, but like since there's something about like the way you purge, like I don't know how to put it. It's like a physical buff, right? I don't know.
You're talking about the active, right?
Yeah, it gives block. It's not purgeable.
Mechanics of
the extra, it says dispellable with any dispel.
But then it also says undispellable under that.
What the heck? So does it remove the icon that you're buff, but it still blocks?
I have no idea.
Okay. You know, it's Dota. You know, it's in beta. It's fine.
Look, I'm sure we're gonna see eventually. Like they're gonna.
Because I'm pretty sure it removes the visual, but there are certain abilities that actually work like that, where it removes the visual, but it still works. So I'm very curious. That matters a lot. I thought with like necrobooks and stuff, you could purge it.
Well, we'll see very shortly in the game. And
yes.
Okay, it says on the tooltip dispellable. Was that changed?
Dude, don't ask me now. You got me questioning myself.
Now I'm questioning myself.
My confidence is shot.
Because we were talking about this, I swear, 2 days ago, and we were like, oh, it's not dispellable. But otherwise, like,
that wasn't me in that conversation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, if that's like this Brew hero is gonna be,
he's gonna be insane.
picked a hell of a lot more if people figure out that you can dispel like all of the OP items.
You can't dispel pipe. I know that.
You can dispel pipe. 100% you can dispel pipe.
So Brewmaster has picked up the Dominator.
Okay.
I mean, is that the thing? Like, is it? how impactful is it in like an individual fight?
I like it,
Yeah.
honestly. I think it's similar to Vlad's in terms of concept. Like, you're just trying to buff up your whole team while you're in your brew split. Your split's going to do what it does while you're in it. And they're actually smoked up with this Helm Dom Blink Dagger.
Static Storm available. Ready
Yeah.
to go on Kaka. They got this, man. He's so
He doesn't
close to
quite
his Blink Dagger. Go Burrow, strike the wave, quick. The Haunt coming in as well. They got the stun. Has stick charges, but was never going to be enough.
That might be the most important kill to get other than like a Slark in this case, just because this Blink's Dagger on Sand King, that's a solid 3-minute delay on an item that he would have had.
Oh yeah, I lied. Pipe isn't dispellable, but Crimson Guard is.
So I was right on both accounts.
I guess so. This has got to be...
Clip it.
All right, well...
I may not know a lot of things, but I know my mechanics, I think, sometimes.
Does anyone really know mechanics nowadays?
Yeah, they change every freaking patch.
True enough. Hey, look at this. Shadowblade Mookie trying to chase down No Tail. He does have his split. Weren't able to get off any stuns, so baited out.
He is so fast. Throws up this Slark immediately.
Yeah, they do have that spell magic like you were talking about to catch this guy out. Burrow Strike trying to turn Static Storm down as well, but Moogie is out. Nobody in that Static Storm, although Kaka is going to die a second time now, again delaying that Blink Dagger. And
I don't think this is how you want to play this game if you're Newbee. Don't take these fights into Spectre Haunt, into Brewmaster. Like, just force the split and chill. There should be someone in that top lane. Like, play for, I think, the later stages of this mid game.
You can't let yourself get baited in these fights again on
Yeah.
the Sand King.
Especially because the Spectre's itemized this way, right?
Yeah.
He's going, and this is what I love to see, where he's going. He might have bought too much buildup, but I don't care because it enables them to continue fighting, and he's farming. Like, they're offensive-minded items. Like, this blade mail he's about to purchase could be a bit too much.
He does have Radiance also queued up, so maybe he's just kind of waiting.
No, he
to
just
see how the game
purchased
goes.
2 parts of it.
Never mind.
it's less than the items and more about the way they're playing the game to counter the Slark is what you're
Yeah, but I think this blade mail might be a little overboard just because now you're going to get into the territory where this Lesh is going to have a BKB before you even finish your Radiance.
Oh, Kaka, not again. He does have no Burrow Strike, and, well, glimpse away from Faith. No Tail thinking about chasing this one, but Kaka.
Slark is also going that second item BKB, which I am very glad to see, as I mentioned in the draft.
The issue I have with Radiance is that it's an early game item for the most part. The later you get it, the less effective it is, both at just doing damage in fights and helping you accelerate. Courier dies to No Tail.
Oh,
That's
nicely
why I thought
done.
that hero was called Slap Slap in our quiz.
That is spoilers.
No, you know, you got to give him a little taste, you know.
Blink finished on Sand King finally.
And with that blink, are you thinking now you want to try and take those fights, get up in people's faces, or are you still waiting a little bit?
It's possible, but I think Newbee farms around the map a lot faster than OG does, and they still don't fight into split very well. Like, they don't have an initiation item on Doom, so it's not as if you can actually stop this Brew or this Spectre from getting an ult off.
About going back in here. They also used the Brew split off to the side. They found SC able to find the stun and the kill, and now turning towards more, seeing if they can take down Faith. He gets lifted up into the air. They do have Doom on KP. There's going to be the Static Storm connecting onto the Warlock. Jerax able to finish him off as well. Seb is going to die, though. The epicenter, and a lot of damage dealt. 2-hero pushback by Jerax. The, again, glimpse away. Faith is never able to stay in these fights. So far, a trade of 1 for 1, looking like they'll be able to take down this Clockwork as well. Although No Tail is here, no split left. Still chasing, not doing enough damage.
Still have Doom.
Doing what they can. Do they decide to drop it? KP looking for vision. Instead, they turn their sights now over to the side and find themselves with DK still very tanky. And with Jerax starting to drop down low, it might just be keeping the DK out of the fight. But 3 dead so far. Now Kaka trying to chase this. Doesn't have mana. He is going to be able to get it there with the stick. The Burrow Strike coming out with the Infernal Blade. They're body blocking with the illusions. But S4 is going to be found, going to be killed. And 4 dead for OG.
Seb, just a little misplay there. Extends towards the shrine and just gets immediately countered upon by a great epi burrow from Kaka. Goes down. That's still the key hero. Yeah, No Tail's at the top of the charts right now, but HOD Lincolns, I don't know about these items and whether they actually like. I like the HOD, especially when you walk around with the wolf creep, but and Lincolns isn't. You're playing against Doom, so I can't really say I don't like the Lincolns either, but.
I feel like
see.
you just need aura items. I don't think that Lincoln's is all that great against Doom. He always takes creeps that just pop it for him. So I feel like if you're going to get
Doom, you're going to get Doom the same way The only difference is I think it's primarily for the Sand King, because that's the way they instantly initiate it onto him. That's the only validity I can give that. The Doom adds to it, but the Sand King makes it even better.
Well, Inspector did finish a Blade Mail as well, so he'll be going Radiance next. And, you know, in truth, against the Lesh, especially with this itemization from SCCC, like, he's going to be very squishy. He can't kill the Spectre because of the Blade Mail.
Yeah.
Net creep.
AP and Taka might be able to. There's the Blink Burrow, and Seb found out in the jungle he's going to go down.
I mean, I guess it's space, right? They're going to go do Roche in the meantime. And the nature of the Blade Mail is, of course, that you won't ever be in a position to fight immediately after killing a Spectre on a hero as squishy as Lesh.
They're also stacking him. Jarek's picked up a Blade Mail as well, so there's ways to deal with Lesh. This is pretty solid.
I don't mind it.
Does it affect Warlock when you're Fatal Bonds?
Yeah, as well, yes. I believe so. I mean, honestly,
after your...
I have no idea anymore.
I definitely don't know that, but I was just curious because that could come into play. They have the Warlock plus Lesh as their main source of damage.
A great Roche call from OG. You need to take that down. And they're able to do that mostly due to the itemization of No-Tail just getting the HOD. Which,
Yeah, kind of sad that Spectre wasn't alive, though. I think she's by far their best Aegis carrier.
Yeah, I would agree. They give it to the DK? Yeah, you definitely would prefer it on the Spectre.
Well, so far, Tier 2 towers still standing for the Dire team. We've taken pretty significant map control, though, with all the other Tier 1s down.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Newbee's team fight, I think, is still superior if they're able to get a Doom off before a spell from OG, or before an ult from one of the key OG heroes, but the reach from OG is incredible right now, and they have this ability to find kills around the map so much easier than Newbee, who are kind of forced to just sort of hope they get a great smoke or good positioning like they have here. But that's a Shadowblade DK.
Yep. Taka, they realize it. He blinks away. Oh my god, you can jab. Get out of there, mister. Do they catch him out, though? They're going to chase forward for more, and they do get that kill, but everybody else...
It's still important that he did that. That's about best case scenario, I think, for Newbee there.
Yep. But you see how easy it is for OG to just take back map control. All they have to do is kind of charge and cast Haunt.
Hook mid. Oh, he does have that Blade Mail. SC out of mana, though. And it looks like with the rest of these heroes moving in, Derek's going to have to back out again.
Yeah, they have BKB done on the Lesh, and they're going to have it done on the Slark as well, so... This is probably prime opportunity for Newbee to fight, despite the fact that they
have to. You kind of have to when you itemize for these two BKBs.
No Haunt either.
Yeah. Then the Spectre, like, he's a ways away, but eventually he'll have a Radiance, and he is still going to be the strongest hero eventually. And it's a really tough game to call, in truth, because it's like, who gets out of control, right? I still think a Slark, if he gets up to like 15 essence shift stacks in the middle of a team fight, they take out this Brew, right? If Brew dies, the team fight from OG disappears, because that Purge is going to be critical for them to actually outlast a Warlock.
Oh, they missed just barely. S4 going to walk towards mid, and now they have eyes on Moogie. They're trying to take this guy down. He does blink, or rather, jump a wave, and gonna pop the BKB to knock Glimpse back into the Static Storm. So the Static Storm whipped already with the boost split down. This is gonna be Burrow Strike through on it too. The follow-up is there as well from SCCC, and with the BKB, he doesn't care at all about those Blade Mills. The Doom Spectre is going to die, and now S4 also down for a first life. Big Daddy No-Tail, he's out of the ultimate now, able to dodge away from that Infernal Blade, but Mookie has eyes on S4, pops the ultimate. Where's the vision? They can't find him, and S4 just gonna waddle away from him there, while No-Tail is gonna be killed off. So 4 dead, ultra kill for SC.
They took a fight into the BKBs. Like, that's the timing Newbee needed, right? And they crushed through it. I cannot believe OG gave them that fight. The moment Slark BKBs the Glimpse, you can't get double stunned on the opposite hill. And they OG just a little too confident. They think they have these two Blade Mails, they have the Aegis, but BKB effectively makes the Blade Mails worthless gold.
Yeah, that second item BKB, you know, I feel like one of us should have pointed that out, how that'd be a game-changing purchase. No, I'm kidding, but like, the Disruptor blew ulti, preemptively assuming that Slark was going to get glimpsed. So not only did they take the fight into the BKB, but they also used one of their crucial ultimates to shut down like the Sand King or the Warlock.
And like, that's okay if you're trading the spell, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're trading the Disruptor ult for a BKB charge. That's fine. But the moment you engage afterwards, now it's a great trade, because the Slark is still fighting with his BKB, and the Disruptor has nothing to do anymore.
And if you were to take the fight with the BKB and you were like Disruptor ulting the Doom or the Warlock or something like that, they didn't even Warlock call on that fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to point out.
I didn't even see how that happened, but they won that fight without it. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that spells a lot of fear for OG, but at the same time, these BKBs will whittle down.
Yeah, but the thing is, they've already served their purpose.
Yeah,
because they've won you the fight, they've taken the objective, and they've given you a lead. So now you have the BKB, and you're almost to that item you skipped to get it earlier.
Yeah.
So you can accelerate just as fast, and you're now in a position where you're ahead, and you'll continue to win fights. If OG can avoid that, I think since they have Aegis, as long as they maintain presence on the map, like, was Haunt even up for that engagement?
No, it wasn't.
Like that, ooh, it's so scary. I can't believe that they actually engaged there.
I would love to see him go Silver Edge instead of Echo Saber. It's so good against DK, Drew, and Spectre.
Well, in the meantime, they'll be trying to get control of their lanes and possibly get together to push a lane as well.
Yep.
Although they're going to constantly have to deal with this sort of spreading out of the map that we're seeing. But they have heroes that can do with that. Kaka on the Sand King. He kind of, you could argue, wants to stay with the team to be able to fight with them. But if it doesn't look like a fight's coming, I'm sure he'll go out there to push out the side lanes.
Yeah. Arcane Rune on the Lash. This is where this hero gets scary. Another hero with some great talents. 5 armor, 15 strength, just from leveling up.
Pretty insane. No tail. Oh. That was the clap.
But he forced a BKB.
Okay.
That actually worked out pretty well.
See, that's the sort of play I like to see. That's what I would have loved to see, the middle. That's what they need to do while these BKBs are still up on
Just
Newbee.
looking for Fly.
Oh. Find him. No tail.
Gonna find no tail, actually.
Spots him, jump forward, the burrow. Oh god, that was not the way they wanted that to go. And Newbee trying to run away. They still have that Warlock ulti, but he's lifted up right now. They bring down SC as well. Doom on the backside of them as SC is still being controlled. They do manage to get down the Warlock ulti, but is it enough? As Seb going to be controlled? The Bruce split it out of the corner there as they're starting to take him down low. Mugi was able to find a double kill off to the side in the blink away from No Tail.
These are exactly the kind of fights Slarks want. 2 separate fights going on at once. He's just taking a 2-on-2 in the back line, just mooching off of this doomed DK in order to get essence shift stacks.
Yep. And No Tail goes in. Like they go for the ledge because he has no BKB, but effectively that means that he's just gonna run away and kite, right? And there's Mookie Slark on the back line, a Doom on the DK before he can get a spell off, and all of a sudden, like what?
And would you
how do you want to fight?
Third item, Silver Edge.
God, it's like me and Moogie are one.
Not bad, not bad, BSJ. This is why they pay you the big bucks.
Wait, we're getting paid?
Well, you're
joke's even
you have some
funnier the third
subscribers.
time. Yeah, the joke's even funnier the third time. So the Crimson Guard is done on the Doom, but as we learned, it is purgeable. So maybe he doesn't know that. Maybe he's got Kyle level mechanics.
I still can't believe Pipe isn't in Crimson Guard is.
Yeah, that's so
I
rare.
swear I've done it before and seen the animation like stay on.
KP, keeping it Kyle.
Well, Moogie, on the other hand, carrying the game with the BSJ item purchases.
Yeah, and you can see also Seb has just said, okay, screw the Radiance. And this is the issue with that blade mail, right? Where I like it, you liked it in the moment, but it puts you in a position where you take one bad fight, and all of a sudden, you're just behind the entire game, and now it feels almost hopeless for OG in that they don't even have this prayer of, okay, we'll get this item, it'll change the game. What item changes the game? They have a Lincoln's on Brew, that doesn't matter. The BKB on Dragon Knight, he can still get doomed. What's going to give them a win?
Oh, little miss there as well. They do have a
ward for the
glimpse to try and
glimpse.
pull him back, and that will at least get them a kill on the Sand King. Probably, yeah, he's gone. But, oh.
What I love about Newbee right now is they actually put a gem on Slark.
Yep.
The second it was BKB, they just said, we're going to take map control. Slark, probably the best carrier in the game for a gem, because you know exactly when they see you can't possibly miss a ward as long as you're walking around the map. And since it's nighttime as well for the next 2.5 minutes or so, there's just no way you're killing this.
You're also playing against Shadowblade DKs, and the only way you really die this game is if you get stunned before Dark Pact.
Yeah, before you see the guy.
Yeah, this kind of guarantees he's going to get it off consistently.
So 29 minutes in, it's a 10,000 gold lead, 16 to 18, and we've talked about it. That timing with the BKBs hit it so hard, and now they've got these other items that are going to allow them to just constantly find these pickoffs. If you're OG now, what's the game plan? Because you kind of failed off on getting the maximum value out of those blade mails. Where do you go from here?
I'm honestly not really sure. They get a BKB on DK, but like this was always going to be the issue with their draft, which was if you get to a point and you run out of damage, you become an item behind. You can't kill Slark Doom Lesh effectively, and there's so much team fight and support from the 4-5 of combo of Kaka and Faith that even if you all in a core and kill him, like the turnaround potential is just out of this world, and I just don't see how you deal with either Slark or Lesh at this point, let alone both of them, and a Doom. Like,
You need to take the fight when not all the heroes are there. That's what you're
kind
telling
of, but
me.
the way they played the first 20 minutes of the game was near flawless. It really all comes down to the one fight they lose, and that's the benefit and the reason I think me and BSJ backed Newbee's draft, is that it's more forgivable. It feels like OG had to play better the whole game and stay ahead by a move or two, and if they can't do that, it's most unfortunate.
I also love that Mugi took the level 15 lifesteal talent. A lot of people are not really sure what they want to take on this, and the idea is that he knows the only way he can't really play his game is if he sees these blade mails, that the target he's going on. Rather than giving himself more damage, he gives himself basically 20% negation on the damage he'll take from blade mail.
I also like that he went Pounce Leash as well.
Yeah, really good against Spectre.
Yep. It guarantees that you can hunt Spectre, especially with the Silver Edge, because I mean, you're going to hit him for 5 seconds with no passives available for him.
Pretty good all-around game there. No tail itemizing for the Slark eventually by trying to pick up the sheep stick, but it is still a long ways off. Yeah. Delaying the game right now feels like the main way that you have to play it if you're OG. While Newbee, keep sure that the lanes are pushed up. Napalm's getting Aeon Disc on the Lesh. Really impossible to take that hero down. Newbee finds himself a Clockwork Burrow strike through, and that is a dead Jerax.
That's the 5 Essence Shift stacks from the Spectre previously. It adds up.
Oh god,
that much easier.
And now they're just falling apart. Death is not initiation, but F4 is going in, and he's looking just about dead. The Haunts try and turn it, but Faith is there with his own ultimate. They're starting to bring down one. Is it going to be enough to kill off Faith? It looks like the answer is yes, but can they take any more? Kaka also trying to run the Brute Split, still working here as well as they try and find their way out of this. As Kaka just going to be able to walk away, and he is fine. Now the Brew almost done as well. No Tail trying to jump away. He does have a TP as well as another blink in seconds. Looking to escape, and Kaka not quite in range.
He had stunned away earlier, otherwise that's a sure kill. A great try though from Mugi. That Pounce was maybe a frame or two behind, just catching the Brew immediately as he came out of split. You can see like Lesh is late to that fight, and it doesn't matter because Clock is dead, and the DK even after BKBing just gets doomed. He just has to run away. Like, you can't play Dota anymore, and all of a sudden, all their damage is a Brew split and a Spectre with no Radiance, and that's just not enough to really make a dent in the Newbee lines. Yeah, he can kill the Warlock, but even that's a task at the moment. He has a Glimmer at 1500 health. It's just a really rough game.
Slark had 12 agility stacks before that, so 36 free agility. That's no joke, and I'm surprised they took that fight knowing that he had just tried to kill the Spectre and then killed the Clockwork. Slark's a completely different hero when he has 10 or more Essence Shift stacks going into a fight.
He's got 27.
That's after a fight, so I'm just saying, I hope they don't fight a 27 Essence Shift Slark. Top lane, they do catch the Jerax Clockwork out of position, but they will glimpse the Sand King away. Meanwhile, mid lane, though, 6-second Pounce Leash.
30, 31, keep it going. Newbee not wanting to stop at all.
Yeah, Shiva's now on the Doom as well. This Devour Gold talent starting to stack up. They're all so farmed, and it just feels... their draft's too good at this point. Like, I can't give you a way for OG to come back into it because they have the impetus to make things happen. They had to stay ahead, especially based on the way they itemized. And as soon as you make one mistake,
God. Well, Static Storm is down there. There's the buyback from the Spectre, but Newbee is constantly running forward, taking down the buildings. And Seb can keep on throwing out these as much as he wants. It's going to be a little bit harder for Mugi to regen. And actually having that Spear Vessel turn or the Urn Charge on him is hurting a little bit, but still walking away. Epicenter out there onto several. Seb trying to make it happen. No more Blade Mail for him. The turnaround, the jump forward and stop. KP finds him. It's another dead hero. The Clockwork hook in, but it's all just so sporadic and not fully on top of all these heroes. Blade Mill again. Mugi dropping low. It's only the Aegis. That guy's coming back. Doesn't look, though, like Clockwork is going to be coming back as they also find the Brew, a follow-up stun. One by one by one. OG in the grave. SCCC
even choosing to get the evasion talent instead of the 50 Pulse Nova. So you can see him be targeted there by the Spectre for a lot of that fight. DK Brew trying as well, but you just can't actually take him down. Then he just cheeses. Says, what's up, boys?
Doom there, by the way. He was trying to cut creep waves, and he did manage to take a melee barracks, but Newbee, bigger sights for them. They're taking down the other tier 3 tower.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize.
Well,
wow, they lost the lane of Rex? What?
I mean, Newbee is going to probably come close to...
It does not matter,
no.
But that's something I, like Kyle said, did not even.
You can't be. It's not like you're some sort of oracle, BSJ. You're gonna miss something here or there.
Yeah.
You've done a great job. this
Nobody's
game.
perfect.
Ain't that the truth?
My goodness gracious, Newbee.
I mean,
Here.
OG's not gonna GG out unless they get mega'd and then lose like 3+ heroes. Just the way they operate.
Ward's dropped inside base. Spectre picking up a Sanj and Yasha. Whatever items they can get right now, hold these last buildings for all you're worth. Then dual scepter. SC trying to save a move. He jumps forward. He is going to be able to get off the split there, but the turnaround as well with the golem. The lift up now onto Slark, immediately going to take away as well. Moogie pops the BKB, pops his ultimate, turns on the S4, trying to stack up the shafts. And it does look like he's going to be able to escape. Kaka epicentering the ground. Not really doing enough damage yet. They're starting to
Seb's
fall.
just dying to Doom though. Oh my gosh.
This is a big problem. And starting to fall down low. Another Infernal Blade comes out. Jerix is gone. Faith battling one-on-one versus Fly, but the creeps might end up taking this one at the end. As OG fall further and further behind. Buybacks for everybody. And Clockwork gonna walk in, pops the Blade Mail. Again, the right click's coming in with that life steal. Not enough to dissuade him from going any further forward. Seb dead for 40. Golem's gonna finish off this last lane of racks. And OG, the death throes of a team going down one game in this first best of 3. It's Big Daddy No Tail also going to fall.
Pretty sure the game's over. There we go. There's the GGs. Something OG is like their entire history. They never give up before a game is 100,000% over.
Do you like that philosophy?
Depends on the mentality. I think if that's something that benefits your team, then by all means keep doing it. And there are certainly games